Hi everyone, and welcome to Sustain Life Journal Yoga. Today we'll be flowing through a 20-minute Hatha yoga class with a 5-minute meditation at the end. You can go ahead and get started in Balasana pose. With your feet together, knees spread out wide, your hands stretched out in front of you, and your forehead gently resting on the mat. I'll be using a mixture of English and Sanskrit to describe the yoga asanas that we'll flow through today. Now that you have arrived on your mat, all you need to focus on is your breath and how the sensations of the different asanas that we move through feel in your body when we arrive to them. Slowly begin to lift your forehead off the mat, walking your hands towards your body. Coming to sit on your heels, or possibly for a little bit more fire, you can begin to tuck your toes underneath you, reaching back, making sure you get your pinky toes, and then coming to sit on your heels, placing your hands wherever it feels comfortable for you. So this pose is definitely fiery and it might start to burn in your toes. But I encourage you to hold on for one more breath. And then you can go ahead and lift up out of this pose, maybe tapping on your toes just to release some of that tension. We're going to drop down one more time, tucking your toes underneath you, sitting on your heels. If it's too unbearable, you can come off of your heels. Really keeping your attention on your inhales and exhales, on the present moment, what's happening right here, right now, even if it's a little bit uncomfortable. And gently begin to lift out of this pose, maybe tapping your toes again. You can reach up over your head and then place your hands on your lower back, and you can begin to tip your upper body back. Slowly allow your hips to come down onto your heels for a bit of a rest. And then we'll lift back up onto our knees, bringing our hands to our lower back and just tilting back, opening up our chest. And then slowly come down, come over your knees into a tabletop position as we flow through Bithilasana and Marjalasana. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Begin by drawing your belly button in towards your spine, chin to chest. And on your exhale, we'll release our belly button towards the earth, chin towards the sky, tailbone towards the sky. And we'll continue to flow through these two movements, imagining our bodies like rubber, just easily bending and focusing on our breath. You can begin taking organic movements just to get into any little tight spots you might feel in your body. So that might mean shifting side to side, rotating your fingertips towards your knees, really anything that feels good in your body today. Begin to tuck your toes, Lifting your hips, pressing into your hands as we shift back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Allowing our chest to come towards our knees. You can begin by taking a bend in one knee and then the other. Slowly begin to tiptoe your feet towards your hands, like you're walking through sticky mud, coming into our Uttanasana, our forward fold. Feel free to have a pretty generous bend in your knees as we warm up to this pose, allowing the crown of your head to fall towards the earth. Take a deep inhale through your nose, lifting up into Ardha Uttanasana. So you can bring your hands to your thighs or your shins, and we'll have a straight spine, gently looking a little bit in front of us, really tucking your belly button in to protect your lower back. And we'll hold this pose for another breath or so. Generally, we will really zoom through this pose, especially in a vinyasa class, but it's good to just sometimes rest in each pose for a little bit longer than usual. And when you're ready, you can forward fold. Take a deep inhale through your nose, lifting your hands up over your head, Tadasana. And on your exhale, bring your hands to your heart and Anjali Mudra. Firmly plant your left foot onto the earth and begin to lift your right knee parallel to your hips. You can allow your right foot to come to the earth, your shin, or the inside of your thigh. As we hold this Vrikshashasana pose, we want to make sure that our knee is somewhat parallel with our hips and our belly button is tucked in towards our spine, and we're reaching up through the top of our head. Begin to lower your right foot to meet your left foot, and we'll reach up over our head, Tadasana. And on your exhale, your right hand can slide down your right side body, reaching over with your left fingertips. Begin to reach up over your head, and then allow your left hand to come down your left side body, really reaching over with your right fingertips, feeling the stretch in your right side body. Begin to lift your fingertips back over your head, Tadasana. Allow your hands to come to Anjali Mudra, and we'll move into tree pose and on our left side. So again, you can bring your foot to wherever it feels comfortable. I encourage you to avoid putting it on your knee just because you don't want to injure your knee. We'll hold here for a few breaths. Begin to release your left foot next to your right foot. You can take a few shakes just to release any stagnant energy. Begin to lift your hands up over your head, Tadasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. And exhale, plant your hands on the mat. Step your feet back into a plank pose. We'll have our shoulders over our wrists. Don't let your bottom poke up too high. And then you can shift your hips back as we move into our Adho Mukha Svanasana. Taking a deep inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, just really releasing. Begin to lift your right leg up behind you. Then bend your knee, drawing your knee towards your chest, allowing your right foot to come in between your hands, planting firmly in your feet, and then lifting up into your Ashta Chandrasana. Right knee over your right ankle. Your left heel can come farther away from the earth, and then just really reaching up through your fingertips. Your left heel can come above your left toes. Spiral your hands down onto the mat to frame your right foot. Step back into a plank pose. We'll hold here, really challenging ourselves. Take a deep inhale through your nose, and on your exhale, shift your hips back into your Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift your left leg up behind you, holding, and then bend your knee and allow your left foot to come in between your hands. Planting firmly in our left foot and our right toes, we can lift up into our Ashta Chandrasana. So our left knee is coming over our left ankle, and we're reaching up through our fingertips. Make sure you have a decent length between your feet and that you feel comfortable in this pose. On your exhale, you can bring your hands to frame your left foot, and then we'll step forward, coming into our Uttanasana. You can bring opposite hands to opposite elbows, allowing your body to sway side to side, having a generous bend in your knees. And then when you're ready, you can slowly allow your hips to come down onto your mat, coming in to a seated position, crossing your legs in front of you. Gently allow your right ear to come towards your right shoulder, and extend your left fingertips out to the side, really reaching through your left side body, feeling a stretch in the left side of our neck. Begin to bring your head back up towards center, and then we'll stretch the opposite side. So allowing our left ear to come down to our left shoulder and extending our right fingertips out towards our right side. Gently begin to release this stretch and make your way onto your back, hugging your knees towards your chest, giving yourself a really big hug and just thanking yourself for taking the time to take really good care of yourself today. We'll allow our knees to fall over to our right side, coming into a gentle supine twist. You can look over your left arm and just allow your body to relax into this pose. Using the strength of your core, begin to bring your knees back up to center and then allow them to fall over to your left side, gently turning your head and looking over your right fingertips. Begin to draw your knees back towards your chest, giving yourself one final squeeze, and then allow your feet to come to the bottom of your mat, coming into our Shavasana pose. Just resting and surrendering everything into the mat. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. And just really beginning to tune into your breath, tune into how you may feel a little bit differently now compared to the beginning of class. As we lay in this resting pose, it will turn into our meditation for the day, and you're welcome to stay laying on your back or coming into a seated position. And as you rest in your Shavasana and your meditation, I wanted to leave you with a quote by Alice Walker. And it says, "The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any." So maybe just tuning into your own inner power and strength as you rest in your meditation, which is not easy to do. It can take a lot of inner power and strength to just stay present and to not let your mind wander. If your mind does wander, just gently bring it back to your breath, maybe the music, and I'll let you know when the meditation is complete. Begin to deepen your inhales and exhales, making small movements with your fingers and toes. As you reawaken your mind and body to re-enter back into your day, hopefully with a little bit more peace and clarity and understanding of your inner power and strength. I really appreciate you taking the time to take good care of yourself today, and especially if you're joining Sustained Life Journal Yoga for your mindfulness practice. I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. That way you have yoga classes coming onto your feed and you can build a consistent yoga practice. If you'd like to learn more about sustainable living and wellness tips, yoga lifestyle tips, you can check out sustainedlifejournal.com and join the newsletter. Thanks again so much for joining, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take really good care of yourself, and we'll see you next time.